Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Dai, and today I'm sharing with you my thoughts on the Monochrome Manga Club selections for the month of April. The Monochrome Manga Club is an in-real-life manga club that I host, and we read 2 first-in-a-series selections, and we're currently doing 2 full-series reads. So the selections for the month of April were Volume 1 of Creepy Cat by Cotton Valent. This one is published by 7 Seas, rated ages 10+. Then we have the Spellbook Library Volume 1 by Uta Isaki. This one's published by Kodansha, rated teen. And then for our series reads, we are currently reading through Haikyuu by Haruichi Furudate. This one's published by Viz, rated teen. And we are also reading Tokyo Revengers. This is by Ken Wakui, published by 7 Seas, rated older teen. So, because we are not at the beginning of either Haikyuu or Tokyo Revengers, I am not going to be sharing my thoughts with you on these volumes here, but if you're interested in hearing what I think of these series, you can check out my DCIS 19 diaries. So, let's talk about our first in a series selection. So, we're going to go ahead and start with Creepy Cat. So, this story is about a woman who inherits a house, and the house is actually already inhabited by Creepy Cat. So we basically follow her day-to-day interactions with this cat. It's a little bit supernaturally, a little bit, I would say, spoopy, but pretty much it's just a kind of slice of life glimpse into the day-to-day interactions between this woman and Creepy Cat. This was not what I expected. To be honest, I thought it was going to be more of a, full story, but this volume kind of starts off where we just get little glimpses into a day into the life and interactions of this woman and Creepy Cat. It kind of changes about a third of the way in, I would say, and then we get a more linear story where all of the pages kind of connect. These are 4 panel pages, and each page is set up so that there's a title on the top. So I'll show you the front, here. There's a title up here, and then you've got 4 panels that kind of go with that title. It kind of changes to, like I said, more a linear story, but the panel and pages format remains the same throughout this volume. Definitely not what I was expecting. There's a lot more hijinks and hilarity in this story than I thought there would be. There's a character that comes in kind of towards the beginning that I don't really care for. I don't feel like he adds anything to the story. There are a couple things that we get introduced to that I do find entertaining. Did elicit a chuckle from me every once in a while, but definitely not the type of story that I expected going into this. That being said, I do own all 4 volumes of this series. I will continue reading it. Now that I've got a better understanding of what I'm in for with this series, I think I'll be able to enjoy it more, but because I had expected pretty much something else before I started this one, it just wasn't what I expected. It was still entertaining, but not as good as I thought it was going to be. So, like I said, I do own the other 3 volumes from the series. I will read the rest of it. And the art style is really interesting. We do get color throughout the pages, so that's really interesting as well. And so, yeah, I enjoyed it, just not what I expected. And then Spellbook Library Volume 1. So this one is in a world where there is this place called the Spellbook Library. And spell beasts are about in this world. Many of them are dangerous, but some of them are not and can be useful to the people in the society. So the Spellbook Library houses these creatures kind of contained within books. So people can go to the library and borrow, like you would a regular library, the books with these beasts in them. There's a certain section where you have those types of beasts that can help people, beasts that can help with farming or transportation or things like that. But there's also sections of the library where you've got more dangerous beasts, beasts that should be contained and never ever released because they would harm society. So we follow this guy who, when he was young, was attacked by these beasts and subsequently saved by a corps of these spellbook librarians. And so since that had happened to him, he's kind of made it his life's goal to become part of this spellbook library and become one of their librarians. And so we follow him on the day of the exam that they have to hopefully enter the library as a worker. And on his way there, he meets up with another guy, and they kind of become friends. But this guy is a little bit mysterious. We're not quite sure why he wants to become a spellbook librarian, just that he's going to take this exam. So we kind of follow both of them throughout the story, learning more about the library and the things that the library houses, the jobs of the librarians, what jobs there are available, and things like that. I really enjoyed this one. It definitely felt familiar, but I couldn't place my finger on if it was another manga series that I had read or if it was a novel series I had read, because I do read lots of novels that are kind of fantastical like this. And so, yeah, it felt very familiar. I really enjoyed how they put the world together. This volume definitely leaves off on a cliffhanger, and I'm very interested to see what's going to come of that. I would say there's definitely mystery elements to it because, like I said, we have one of the characters that we don't really know much about. We don't know why he wants to become a spellbook librarian. And it's actually this guy here that's on the cover. This is not the guy that we follow at the beginning of this story. So I was kind of surprised because I thought this guy would definitely be the one that we'd be following, but it's not. This is the guy that the guy meets. And so, yeah, a lot of interesting things about the library. I really enjoyed the setup to the world. I enjoyed seeing all of the things that are going on in the library and the types of jobs that were available. And like I said, it does leave on a cliffhanger of something that happens. And so I'm really interested to get into the next volume. And so, yes, we'll definitely be continuing. I will tell you that after the meeting that I had with the members, we did go ahead and pick up volume 2 of this so that we can continue. Both me and my daughter really enjoyed this one, so I'm looking forward to continuing with that one. So that's pretty much all of my thoughts on April's selections. Before I let you go, I do want to let you know what the selections for May will be. So as per usual, we are continuing with our series reads, so we will be reading Haikyuu Volume 19, 20, and 21. For those of you who have watched the anime, these are in Season 3. We're in the Shira Torizawa game. Very, very exciting times in there. Really, really enjoying that. And then as far as Tokyo Revengers, we're going to be reading the Omnibus number 8, which includes volumes 15 and 16. I don't have my physical copy because the Barnes & Noble did not have it, so I have to order it in, but I'm definitely picking that one up. And then as for our Volume 1 selections, we will be reading Volume 1 of Your Turn to Die, Majority Vote Death Game. This is original story and adaptation by Nankidai and art by Tatsuya Ikegami. So this one's published by Yam Press, rated teen. It says, Jo Tazuna has always been the most selfless person Sarah Chidoan has ever known. Someone she could count on to take a bullet for her. But that trust is put to the test when they wake up restrained to some strange tables and discover Jo holds a key that can only set one of them free. Thus begins a mysterious and sadistic game that will require all of their wits and faith in each other to survive. So I thought that sounded really interesting, a little bit battle royale-ish. And so I definitely want to check this one out. So we'll be reading that one. And then the second Volume 1 selection we're going to be reading is Kaiju number 8, Volume 1. So this one is by Naoya Matsumoto, published by Viz, rated teen. So this one says, with the highest kaiju emergence rates in the world, Japan is no stranger to attack by deadly monsters. Enter the Japan Defense Force, a military organization tasked with the neutralization of kaiju. Kaka Hibono, a kaiju corpse cleanup man, has always dreamed of joining the force, but when he gets another shot at achieving his childhood dream, he undergoes an unexpected transformation. How can he fight kaiju now that he's become one himself? So one of my members had actually brought this one up as one of their selections in December. I think I kind of mentioned to you guys that I'm doing a little bit of something different with our members, where I'm having them bring selections and we vote as a team to decide which selections we will be reading. He had brought this as one of the selections. It ultimately was not chosen as the selection we read from his selections, but I've been thinking about it ever since he had talked about it. And so I decided to go ahead and make it a selection for the month of May. I will be reading this one on the Shonen Jump app, and I'm really looking forward to it. So the Monochrome Manga Club, like I said, is an in real life manga club, but we do have a Discord. So if you're interested in reading any of our selections with us, you can definitely do that and either chat with us on our Discord about the selection and your thoughts, or you can just leave your thoughts in my videos like these, where I talk about the volumes. I'm really, really interested in seeing what I think of both of the selections that we have for the month of May. I also am very much looking forward to reading the continuing volumes for our series selections. And so that, I think, is pretty much all I have for you today. So let me know down in the comments below if you'll be joining us and reading our selections, or if you have read them, what you thought of them, but please no spoilers. And if nothing else, and you'd just like to let me know that you were here, if you could leave me a book stack emoji down in the comments below for the Spellbook library, that would be greatly appreciated and would really help me out, and that will do it for me today. So I hope you're all doing great. I hope you're all safe and healthy. And until next time, take care and smile always. Bye.